to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who gets a little bit too over the top with their response. I don't know if we've just got a difference of opinion or rooting for different teams, or if there's maybe even like an argument or like a rivalry as far as romantic connections. But we have somebody who loses their temper and has a bit of a meltdown in front of the social group. It could just be like, 5 of you friends hanging out, or it could be a big old party. But things get awkward pretty quickly with this display of, like, public display of anger. A different kind of PDA. All right, let's go on spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you are having a wonderful day, enjoying your weekend and whatnot. Hello, Zatsuka. Hello, Key Controller. What's up, GP? I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Hello, Brooklyn. Hello, Priyanka. Hello, Dana. How's it going? All right, what should we dive in with first? I think we need the situations deck, don't we? Sorry. All right, what else is going on here? That's awesome. Oh, did I say the personal reading thing? I don't know if I did. If you are interested, I do offer personal readings. They start at $40 USD, and there are no ads in them. You can email me at wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. That's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. All right. We have a card from a different deck in here. And it is the Nine of Wands, which is interesting because we already have the Nine of Wands out, even though I've only pulled 2 cards. It's in the reverse. We got somebody who is upset. We have somebody who is not wanting to, move forward with the current situation. I think we have some jealousy. We have this negotiator card. So what are we negotiating here? I don't want you to walk away, or I want some more time. Thank you, Priyanka. I'm going to add you and do a question. Mogul Dev. Feelings and next action. I got you. Thank you. All right. So with this access granted, this is somebody who feels like they have some information on somebody not being honest. It confirms gossip that somebody had tried to say was false. So this public meltdown, it's because someone's been caught. No, you can't believe that person. Of course they're lying. Oh, no, that you're just reading that receipt wrong. That's not what it says. We have someone who's trying to make it seem like they were innocent, but they're getting pressure and seeing that there is actual evidence or something that they can't really argue against. That keeps happening. How will first meeting with Mogul Dev go? Thank you again, Priyanka. Hello, Tejas. Welcome back. Hello, Shannon. Yeah, you definitely deserve better than that. Hello, Mamie. How's your day going? Happy Saturday. Hello, Rupali? You tell me if I'm saying that right. I do need that to be in English, please. If you don't mind you can put through Google Translate if you need to. So we've got blood ties, inner circle, and telepathy. All right, so this information that has confirmed someone's not so great choice or choices it's come from a trusted source. This is someone that I believe. So you can either admit what's really going on or not, but you know, it doesn't really matter at this point. So I feel like we have somebody who's finally admitting something that they do or did because they don't really have a choice, because they're backed into a corner. People already know what's actually going on. I feel like the Edgar Allan Poe is a good choice for this one. Hello, Chris. How are you doing? Hello, Willie. How are you doing? Hello, Camarino. What's up? Oh, well, hopefully you've got a day to relax. Hello, Rakesh. How are you today? Hello, Mustafa. Hello, JC. I'm doing well, thank you. Oh, I have one, honey. Hello, Mark. How's it going over in England? So we have the Two of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and Death. Remember I said there's a public meltdown? There you go. That's the right card right there. And there's people who want to know what is going on. Why are you losing your temper? Why are you mad? Well, it's because they can no longer claim that the gossip is just gossip. It's because now it's like right here. Here's the evidence. You can't really say anything about it. Yeah, I feel like there's someone who for a long time was able to at least convince some people that they were innocent, or they hadn't, you know, stepped out on the relationship or stolen their friend's purse. But there is someone with close ties to the investigating party or the person who wants to know what happened, right? Could be like a spouse. There's a close tie here who's like, here's the information that I have, and it proves that the gossip is in fact truth. So when you leave a liar with no other opportunity than to be honest, sometimes that means you get a little bit of a temper tantrum or an overreaction. This just happens to be in public. Hello, Jimmy. How are you doing? Hello, Matt. What's up? Hello, Tooth. Oh, I bet you already are. Mustafa, I genuinely don't recommend reading for yourself. I think a better opportunity would be you and a buddy learn how to read tarot, and then you read for each other. But you do have to be cautious, because sometimes people see what they want to see in the cards and they lose the actual message. So we have this Two of Swords, interestingly, kind of aligned with what I was just talking about, because we have somebody with a blindfold on. I know you don't know what's really going on, so because I care about you, right, someone in the inner circle, I figured I would bring you some truth. This is not my opinion. This is something that is documented. So maybe it's a video, maybe it's a, you know, a text message, maybe it's somebody's social media post, right? Thank you, GP. Tower in the reverse. Look, there's evidence here. There's like proof of whatever this gossip is true. But I also feel like there's more to the story. So yes, there's truth that this person's finally getting. Yes, we have an angry Knight of Wands who loses their temper because they don't want everybody to know the truth. Acting a little bit childish here. And they thought people would believe what they were saying, but when faced with some facts, it's kind of difficult to justify believing this Knight of Wands. Yeah. There's too much for them to have to, like, speak to, and they really can't. So this person who's quite accustomed to lying is kind of like, I don't know what to do now. Do I lie something else? Do I just like ignore people? They don't have a way to respond that is coherent or intelligent or logical to the new information that's been presented. It's just, yeah, I mean, I guess I did it, right? This person could feel isolated because people no longer want to be associated with the Knight of Wands, especially if they make a fool of themselves in public, right? Hello, Dinesh. How are you doing? Hello, Troy. Hello, Bill. Oh, ignoring things doesn't necessarily always work out. This person was hoping that they could just keep it moving, but now there's a sense that they won't be able to actually control the outcome. They're getting anxious. They, like I said, feel a bit isolated. They don't have the friends that they used to because of this truth coming out. Oh, well, if you did cheat on my Aunt Linda, then I don't really want to be your friend. You know, whatever the problem was, or the decision or the action that they took, it's not something that people are a fan of. And I think there's more that's about to be discovered. This person is anxious because they know that this is the tip of the iceberg, that there is, in fact, probably going to be more of a fallout for them. All right, this is the Nightmare Before Christmas. Hello, Vic. How are you doing? Hello, James. Hello, Eduardo. En español. Hola, Eduardo, ¿cómo está? Oh, I'm sorry you've gone through that. Hello, Easygate. No, it's not. Hello, Asja? Or should I say, is there Alex in there? Hello, Wensley. How are you doing? Muy bien. Y yo también, porque es sábado. Two of Presents or Two of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Chariot in the reverse. I think this person has benefited from connections, people who wanted to believe them or people who had known them for a long time. But this instability has started to become more clear, and as a result, when the facts come out about the Knight of Wands, I do feel like people are in a place where they kind of see the truth of it. Like, well, I did see some strange behavior between, you know, the two of them that made me think maybe one of them was stepping out, you know? Hello, Larisse, how are you doing? Hello, John, how are you doing? I will remove that because I don't want to see comments with other people's full names, okay? Gotta protect some privacy, right? So we have the Six of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups in the reverse. This is someone who has been selfish, or someone who has tried to make it seem like they are a better person than they really are. I just realized these lights aren't on. And I think they've been able to make friends based off of some charade or some falseness. Those people, just as easily as this Knight of Wands was able to make friends based off of a false pretense or pretending to be a nice person, So, two, do all of these friends just like run away and they're like not about it when they realize this person has been justifying, you know, mistreating a friend of theirs, or maybe this is someone who's breaking the law. But if this is someone who's been caught cheating, it's like they've been caught cheating once, but it's actually like there's multiple people, you know, or, you know, it's been going on for 2 years. There's more to the story, and I think the Knight of Wands is terrified it's going to come out. All right, James, I'm going to put you in a little time out. If you want to be a little more chill, that would be amazing, and you are welcome back. But I want to make sure it's a positive energy out there, okay? Thank you, Dana. I hope you're enjoying your day. X called, need to know what he wants. What does he want? And is Bond going through Dark Night of the Soul? And messages from Mom and Grandpa. I got you, Dana. Let's see. What else do we have, please? Yeah, I don't want to be the venue where something like that is posted is all, but I do hope that you can figure that out. So we have the Hermit in the reverse, the Sun, and the Queen of Candles or Queen of Wands in the reverse. Information has come out, but it's like only these have come out so far, right? They're right before his eyes, and there's still more information that's going to come out. This is like, oh, that, you know, celebrity couple found out somebody cheated. Yeah, but it's just starting. There's going to be more to the scandal, more that has yet to be discovered with the Hermit in the reverse. It's not yet discovered, but it's going to be. And what is it about? Queen of Candles or Queen of Wands in the reverse. Leaning towards this is about infidelity and somebody who knew they were breaking the rules. Feeling like this special, I guess, like it's not gonna be a problem. This is the Masonic Tarot. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. I would want some insight on that as well. Hello, Summit. How are you doing? Three of Gold. And in the Masonic Tarot, by the way, that's associated with fire energy. So that would be like the Three of Wands. So Three of Wands, a Ten of Swords in the reverse, and the Devil. This isn't just somebody who found an opportunity and like gave in to temptation. This is somebody who on a fairly regular occasion was looking to cause this kind of trouble or this mischief. Maybe they're breaking the law. Maybe they're just breaking their vows. They're both serious, don't get me wrong. But I don't feel like this was just a, you know, everything seems to be making it easy for me to make this decision. I guess I'll go against what I normally do. No, this seems like how this person normally acts. Hello, BP, how are you doing? Oh, you too, JX. Remember that A little phrase, judge not, yet ye be judged. I do hope you enjoy your weekend though. Hello Molly, how are you doing? Five of Mallets, that would be with Earth energy. Five of Mallets in the reverse and the Nine of Mallets. I didn't think I was going to get in trouble for this. I didn't think people were going to catch me, you know, stepping out on my partner. But now that people have figured this out, I'm worried that there's more that's going to come back to haunt me. Their intuition may have been kind of turned off or they weren't listening to it. But now, because they're anxious, it's like they're trying to figure out, how bad is this going to get? How much information did you already find and how much is still hidden? I have to be really cautious about how I talk about it. Hello, Bianca. How are you doing? Hey, Rock Bottom. I would ask you not to be using all capital letters, please. This is a general reading, and we have somebody who looks like they've been caught cheating. Queen of Gold, which is the Queen of Wands, clarifying the Queen of Wands in the reverse. I feel like if this is someone being discovered as a cheater, one relationship has been discovered that was, you know, like kind of minor, but the, you know, person I was seeing on the side for 2 years, they don't know about that yet, and that would probably really upset people because it's more of like a long-term, you know, clearly intentional kind of connection, right? Hello, Mystery. Hello, Randy. How are you doing? Hello, Jarna. Hello, Sam. What's up? That sounds cool, Mr. Zumi. I do personal questions at about 30 minutes in. Hello, Aqua Beauty. How you doing, hun? So we've got the Three of Swords in the reverse. We started with the 3 and we ended with a 3. As far as the row. I think we've got the bigger, like, we've got the appetizer of the scandal, okay? A little bit of, like, you know, fried walleye if you're from Minnesota, or, I don't know, chicken wings. There's meat and potatoes right around the corner. There's a bigger scandal. There's something worse that is about to come out. And this Knight of Wands is fearful and overreacting because they think all of it's going to come out, and it's the start of it, right? Okay. So if they embezzled a little bit of money, they actually embezzled a lot of bit of money, and they are about to figure that out. I do that, especially when I talk about cheese. All right, what do we have? Cauldron, intention, alchemy, manifestation, and ghost. In the realm of shadows where memories are host, the echoes of what is gone still haunts me the most. So they have actively been trying to make sure they don't get caught, which makes a lot of sense, right? But there are additional possibilities of getting caught because of the efforts that they made, right? It's always the cover up. So there's too many loose ends. There's too many things for them to be nervous about. So they're just basically on edge. Everyone's mad at me. I don't know how to handle the situation. And you're probably going to find out the other thing too, you know? Hello, Rachel. How you doing? Did I say hello to Key Controller? I think I did. So we've got Mirror Labyrinth. Illusions and reflections. Who are you trying to fool? When you turn your back to the mirror, there's still someone looking at you. Yeah, there's more to this story, and when that is figured out, the Knight of Wands is going to be probably even more angry or more likely to lose their temper in public. Good. Oh, I'm glad you get to snuggle up, Mr. Lucas, and enjoy the weekend. Are you gonna watch a movie? So we do have this Knight of Wands coming through as somebody who is not really known for their stability, emotional stability in particular. But as you can see, there's another reference here. There's multiple problems, right? There are many issues that need solving. You've discovered one thing that's a problem, or people are judging me on one thing, but wait, there's more. So we have the Guarded card, which talks about somebody who is not willing to be open in a relationship, closed off, or not interested in really knowing the person that they're dating or married to. And of course, this has led to some trust issues because there's this question of like, do I actually even know who I'm married to or who I'm living with, right? Hey, Lemonade, how you doing? Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. I really do appreciate that. We've got Destined. This relationship is meant to be. See, I feel like there is the like physical intimacy cheating, or if this is about money, like theft, there is like a smaller amount that is discovered, but there's a big sum of money that was taken. If this is infidelity, there is a long-term relationship where someone is feeling like, oh, you should just leave your spouse and be with me and like we'll get married. That's what's about to come out, is like the bigger fish, right? All right. Let's get a few from, I'm gonna go with the Gothic Tarot. What else do we have? We have Death. Death in the reverse. Justice in the reverse. We did have Justice come out in the upright from the Edgar Allan Poe. So this keeps telling me there's more to the story. Everyone's already mad at this person. Everyone's already like, I don't really want to be your friend. You cheated on my Aunt Linda. I don't know why it's Aunt Linda. I'm sorry. And more is going to come out and cause even more chaos for this individual. They're trying to figure out how to prevent that, but it is not easy. Especially because they have someone on the side who wants more money or wants more time, wants to see them again. And it's like, no, you don't understand. Now is not a good time. Everybody's freaking out. So I think things get more complicated by the desperation in the third party, whether that is a business partner who needs more of that money, or the person that the Knight of Wands was thinking about leaving their spouse for. Is like, why are you not seeing me anymore? I don't care if you're in trouble. Hello, Rosario. How are you doing? Hello, Anne. How's your day? I am doing well. Thank you, hon. So now we have the Ten of Cups. Yeah. This is someone who had like a full long-term relationship on the side, or someone who has like big plans with money that they've taken. And everything's about to come crashing down. They've lost their temper in public already. They're probably going to again. Three of Cups. Yeah, they're definitely going to lose their temper again in public, because there's even a possibility that the person on the side is going to go public with what they know if they feel like they don't get what they want. Okay, so you're not going to end up, choosing me after all, or being with me, or, you're not going to pay me the rest of the money that you owe. I'm going to tell everybody what I know. I'm going to make it even more interesting for you, This Knight of Wands is realizing they're basically backed into a corner. Yeah. Now we have the Tower in the reverse. There's nothing they can do to stop this. This is like a really fast-moving train with a bunch of their dirty secrets on it. And it's pulling up at the station. With the Ace of Wands, I do feel like the more like physical intimacy type connection was the first thing that was discovered. And maybe it wasn't even recent or ongoing. Maybe it was, and that makes it even worse. But there's absolutely a more long-term concern, a pattern of behavior, and this is going to be exposed. Eight of Cups. Someone who walked away from the situation and felt like they needed to focus on other things is coming back around to provide insight into this situation. Oh, the Knight of Wands? Yeah, we had a thing. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, this is someone who was around a long time ago and knows some dirt. This could be somebody's like total undoing, because this drama that has started based off of one thing being confirmed seems to be leading to an investigation and a lot of other little gossip things that were talked about. Hello, Grindhard, how's it going? Oh, I love that. To you as well, hun. So, not good things. Ooh, I'm sorry. My stomach is definitely growling. I'm hungry. And the Nine of Wands again. Yeah, we have somebody who is lying about who they've been spending time with, lying about where they're getting their money or whether or not they're breaking any laws. This is someone who feels like everything is about to be discovered, and their desperation is a pretty strong cologne right now. I'm going to pull a few from this Earth and Bones Oracle, and then I'm going to dive into the personal questions after that, okay? Hello, West Coast. How you doing? Hello, Kirsten. How are you doing? Stoicism, peaceful, harmonious, receptiveness, and manifestation. This is a person who had worked really diligently on making sure they could control their facial expressions and not reveal too much. Someone who, because they could, change the subject or maybe even point to the good things that they do, they got away with looking like a better person than they really have been. But someone in this story is happy to see the truth coming out. Hope, inspiration, cooperation, rejuvenation, admittance, and allow. I think cooperation is what we really are looking at here. People who have seen the same side of this Knight of Wands, realizing that others have had a change in perspective and see that this Knight of Wands is not that great of a person. Other people are like, I got a story. Yeah, I could add to that. Are we writing stories here? Because I've got a good one. So this is someone who is seen as a bit of a flirt, or they have, gotten around. The way I'm looking at it is kind of like the celebrity status, right? Feeling like some of those bigger stars never really settle down and just are in kind of like temporary connections. This person had a rotating list you know? All right, we're gonna dive into personal questions, and I'm gonna start with the Spanish Tarot. We've got Priyanka up first. Hello, Taryn. Yeah, that would be difficult. I know I make some weird ones. I don't care if I look funny. I think it's important to be able to tell whether or not somebody is, you know, irritated with you. All right, so for Priyanka, what are Mokuldev's feelings towards Priyanka, please? Strength, justice, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Making a decision, trying to figure out how to be strategic. Is this because of a love offer? Oh no, this is like communication-wise. We have some insecurity about approaching you. This could be someone who feels like you are just a little bit out of their league. So we have someone who has to kind of be feeling especially bold, but they're working up the courage to communicate something to you. Sun in the reverse. Two of Pentacles. I think this is someone who feels that you could be the one, but it's a little nerve-wracking because, you know, I don't know how you feel about me. I don't know if that's what you want. I don't know if, you know, you would reject me. But this Two of Pentacles is like, I'm trying to figure out, is this what you want? So it could be helpful to be a little bit more, even if it's a little coy, a little bit more communicative about what you're thinking or whether or not you're attracted, you know? What is the next action from Mokuldev towards Priyanka, please? Truth-telling. This looks like a confession to me. Page of Swords in the reverse. Something that I have not been necessarily comfortable telling you. I'm working up the courage to tell you something. So I do feel like communication, and it's not just like, hey, how's your day going? It's, hey, I want to ask you something, or I want to tell you something, right? Thank you, Rachel. So how will the first meeting with Mokuldev go for Priyanka? We have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse, the High Priest, which is the Hierophant, and the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So it may get rescheduled or be at a slightly inconvenient time. But I do feel like this is somebody who is trying to make sure they do things in the right manner. With the Four of Pentacles being in the reverse, this is, I want to see you and I want to be able to be like open and vulnerable. It's not easy to do that the first time you meet someone, but I do feel like the focus is, how can I, you know, be more comfortable to say how I feel or what I want? I think this is somebody who's looking to get into a relationship with you. The Four of Wands is clarifying the Hierophant. They're hesitant, not entirely certain that you want the same thing, but they want a relationship. Thank you, Apurva. How are you doing today? Let me know what your question is. Hello, Tiffany. How are you today? Will he be respectful? Yes. So I like that. Seems like there's a little bit more confidence than the first time we asked that question. But I wish you luck, Priyanka. Okay, I got you, Apurva. Does he think about me? And if so, what's it about? I got you added to the list. Hello, Brizio. How are you doing? So I think I said good luck to you, Priyanka. We're going to move on to Dana's questions. We've got the ex calling. What does he want from Dana? Nine of Petals. Page of Crystals. So Nine of Petals would be the Nine of Pentacles. Page of Crystals would be the Page of Swords. The Emperor and the Empress. This is about something you used to do for this person. This is a request, a favor. I do feel like this is someone who is going to try to be, you know, kind of sweet and more friendly than they normally are. But this is because this is like, I can do everything except for that. I don't know how to do that. Let's pretend you and your ex, for whatever reason, need to paint a room. Generally speaking, you're going to find that we have three categories of people. People who are really good at painting detail, like, you know, around windows, doors. People who are good at big spaces, covering a lot of wall space. And then you got the people who just aren't good at painting. This is like, he's looking at the situation as, I can definitely do like the big coverage and, you know, do like the regular space, but I need you to paint like the detail. I don't think he actually has a paint project for you, but this is like, I'm not good at it and I need you to do it for me. Is this about like paperwork? No. But this is something that has put him out of his comfort zone. Is he going to just come out and ask? No. This is like, I have to do the social thing first. Devil kind of came out sideways, honestly, and death. There may have actually been someone who passed away. My condolences if that is true. But I do feel like this is, I need your help with something, I just don't know how I can do it. And it could have to do with a health event. Yeah. So I don't know that I necessarily see like negative intention so much as like, can I just ask you for some help? And of course, totally up to you as to whether or not you want to. Did I say hello? Oh yeah, because it's Brizio. Sorry. Oh yeah, is Bond going through the dark night of the soul at this moment? Absolutely. With the Eight of Swords coming out to validate it. Eight of Swords being a card that talks about you being kind of stuck in your head, right? The Eight of Swords is also generally depicted with a woman blindfolded and tied up in front of a whole bunch of swords. Not exactly my favorite thing to do on a Saturday. So yes, he is. Excuse me. Hey Moon, I'm really struggling to understand what's going on here. It kind of seems like you're having a conversation, but it's just like one-sided in the live chat. So we're gonna give you a timeout. And we've had a few timeouts, and I'd love to find a way to make this work, but I'm gonna need you to be a little bit more respectful and a little bit more like actually interacting with other people in there, okay? Hello, Carlos, I'm confused. Who are you talking to? And thank you for the bless yous. I appreciate it. So yes, Dana, he's going through this dark night of the soul. I really do like that we have the Teacher. There's a surprising benefactor for Bond, or someone who gives some really great advice. May not be a real like central figure in Bond's life. It may even be from like a book or a movie, but there's something here that really helps him. I don't think he's had this experience quite yet, but it helps to illuminate that path a little bit more for him. What message do we have for Dana from her mom? Ace of Jars, Seven of Wands. There is a positive thing coming your way by the end of the year. A very beautiful thing. And I do feel like it's something that would make you think of her. If she liked going to a particular park because of the flowers that were, you know, planted there, you're going to see a beautiful display of that, or someone's going to give you those kind of flowers. There's something here that it's almost like she helped, but it's a reminder or something that helps you to continue forward. No contact. I don't blame you. If someone needs something from you and you are no contact, there's usually a good reason for it, right? Yeah. So what about the message from Grandpa? Fantasec, please. Nine of Swords in the reverse. There's going to be a lessening of anxiety. So you may be anxious about something right now. Honestly, I feel like this is about Bond. And it's going to improve. Six of Crystals is the Six of Swords. I feel like Bond is cutting ties with someone or leaving a part of himself that no longer serves him behind. So Gramps is telling you to be patient. This recovery may take a little bit longer than you'd like, but it is absolutely worth it. And I feel like it's enabling a stronger connection between the two of you. All right. Thank you, Dana. And I hope you have a good rest of your... It's already Sunday for you, right? Apurva, does he think of me? You think I'm not really here, Holy Ghost? He does think of you. Looks at you as smarter than the rest. Two of Petals or Two of Pentacles in the reverse. There's a decision that he's made. Does this mean he's recently become single? So if he was connected to someone else or dating someone else, that is, I think, either on the outs or has already been broken up or ended. I see thinking about you and wondering whether or not there's a way to make that work. So a little bit of daydreaming. If I've walked away from this other connection, or if I've walked away from something that was a block for our connection, then should I pursue you? What would you do if I did? But this person's going back and forth. It's like, maybe I should go a different direction, or I don't know if I can actually forget that person, you know? Oh, you're so welcome, Dana. I'm gonna add, that does seem like a pretty important question. Does Michelle's youngest son know the details of the stolen inheritance? No. Seven of Crystals in the reverse, literally saying he's telling the truth or he does not know that truth. There will be no intimacy. Will Mokulev respect the space and not attempt intimacy with Priyanka? No, I don't know that that would be something you could count on. I do think there's an attempt. But I feel like it's, I make an attempt, you say no, and then it's like, okay, sorry. So it's a passive attempt is how I'm going to phrase that. So be cautious and don't be afraid to speak up for yourself, right? Hello, C, how are you doing? I will do one of those and then I'm going to go eat some food. Will C spend any time with the ex over Christmas? No, but I do think there will be communication. It could be kind of close. I think closer to the new year, actually. With Temperance being a butterfly, that's a reference to a new start, new chapter. I do feel like New Year's could be a better bet for you. Oh, you're so welcome, Priyanka. Yes, I would say Mokulev is better than Bunny. Yes. For Tiffany, will Ben stay out of my life? No. This is somebody who wants to cause issues for you. This is someone who feels like they have to get you back for how you've handled the situation. There are going to be unexpected consequences for Ben. So that could be what ends up changing this person's mind. Oh, we don't really like to do the whole like tell people what to buy thing on here. Doesn't YouTube have enough ads as it is? Come on, guys. All right, I love you all. Please be sure to like or, you know, if you're able to hype the video, that would be awesome. Subscribe if you can as well. And I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.